Welcome to Off the Cut episode 121 for Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. Oh, what's that? Breaking news.
You know there's a sound effects for it, right? If you really wanted to do that,
I thought about that, but then it was too late.
Okay, fair.
This just in. But the Green Suiters podcast still sucks, and if you want to listen to it, it is available on Apple and Spotify.
Sick.
But the other breaking news is KM Tools, sponsor of the show, is still the best place to buy woodworking tools.
That's right. If it's in their shop, it's in their shop. Oh, we got to coordinate better.
Oh, man,
if it's in their shop, it's in their shop, because everything on kmtools.com is either made by Jonathan Katz-Moses himself and his team, because I assume they help somewhat with the design. We should get more in depth on that. When it comes to the actual product design, like, is he hands-on with every single stage of it, or is he just like the idea man?
I don't know. He seems like he's pretty in on it. Like when we've talked to him about stuff.
Like he's deeply involved.
If we ever get Jason on, we can ask him about the process.
True. Good point.
I should ask Jason to get on here.
Yeah, we should do that. Now I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, it's either designed by Jonathan Katz-Moses and his team, or it's something that they actually use themselves in their own shop.
Have been thoroughly vetted and
tested and vetted.
Yeah, and a portion of all their proceeds goes directly towards the Katz-Moses Woodworkers with Disabilities Fund, who gets resources and tools and everything in the hands of the folks who need it most. And it's exciting. I know we talked about it last week was the big launch, but it's still in pre-order. The new bourbon blade that you can get from kmtools.com, pocket knife, the chisel, the pocket chisel.
Very sick.
It's got whatever you need. I've got one coming.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nice.
And so, real quick. And if you want to get in on the KM Tools action, you can go to kmtools.com. And if you want to get free tools, that's right, folks, free tools from KM Tools, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/offthecutpodcast, sign up for any tier level, and you're automatically entered to win a $50 gift card that we do every single month.
$50 gift card.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of screws.
Won't buy you a bourbon blade, but it'll get you a good down payment on one.
Yeah, get you a nice little discount on a bourbon blade, or you might be able to get yourself on a CMT blade for a table saw.
That's right.
Yeah, you can do a lot with $50 on a store.
Okay, so
a couple squares.
Oh yeah, you get all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
The magnets. Let me tell you, the magnets that he has over there.
Dovetail jigs.
Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. So huge shout out to Jonathan and everybody over at KM Tools for supporting the show.
That's right.
So I want to start off tonight with a little update, if you will. And we don't need to spend too much time on this, but
we're gonna spend a lot of time on it now.
That works. So last week we were talking about how Deric carries a knife around. Neither Zach or myself did. Okay. Okay. So I told you guys I had this one that was like, just like it was the one I keep in my car just in case you ever need
grandpa knife.
Yeah,
a grandpa knife. Yeah, exactly. It's the Uncle Henry for anybody wanting to follow along at home. You're welcome to Google that.
If I Google, I'm gonna Google that right now and see if it comes up. Uncle Henry knife. Oh shit, it does. Oh, there's the explosive.
Yeah, well, that was early.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, so I have been challenging myself to find or to keep this out and see if I use it.
Okay.
Now, I will say that this thing has got to weigh 3.5 pounds. Like there is nothing lightweight about this thing.
What's the handle made out of? It looks like solid wood.
I don't know. Let's give it an ASMR. Let's see if people at home can tell us. You ready?
Yeah.
Sounds like aluminum.
Okay. So it's got some sort of metal, I would assume. But it's like tarnishing, like it's like copper or brass. It's got like green on it.
Interesting.
So I don't know. But anyway, it's heavy as hell. The blade has all sorts of like corrosion and
Nice,
glue and
nice.
stuff all on it, like a good grandpa pocket knife would.
Of course.
And I've actually found it moderately useful. I took Deric's suggestion, opened up some mail with it.
Mm-hmm.
I opened up packages instead of just
Mhm.
getting some kitchen knives or kitchen scissors or keys. It's handy, but it's too heavy.
Okay, you need a
So-
smaller one.
I think I could be in on the pocket knife game
Okay.
if it were lighter.
All right, I'm looking you up a carbon fiber pocket knife. We're gonna go
Great.
complete opposite direction. You can get a carbon fiber knife for like $50.
Great. How
That'd
much
be
does
nice
it
and
weigh?
lightweight. What's that?
How much does that weigh?
Great question. Let's see. Of course, they don't say how much it weighs. Oh, here we go. Full description. 44 grams or 1.5 ounces.
Really?
That's light. I like that. I might get one. It's only $50. I might get one for myself.
Okay. I mean, I can't find the exact Uncle Henry knife that I have on Amazon, but it looks like there's some other ones that are similarly sized or look pretty
Okay.
similar. There's
I
no
wonder how you-
effing way. It says it weighs 3 ounces. There's no possible way.
The one you got in your
It's a
hand.
full pound guaranteed.
Oh,
Like a brick of fudge.
dude! If I drop this on my foot,
Look
I
at it.
could crush my entire foot. Like, listen to this.
Okay, yeah. It's got a
Solid.
good thud to it.
Yeah, it weighs more than my phone easily. I would say it's about 4 to 5 phone weights, standard phone. But
So
yeah.
on this subject, I was trying to open a can of cat food for my cat yesterday. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a serious affliction where I have very short fingernails. And so
So
I
you're
have
a male. You don't have.
Yeah,
pounds.
exactly. So I have a hard time opening a lot of cans and stuff like that where you need to like dig a nail in there. I can't do it. So I was rummaging through the drawer for a knife, and I was using a steak knife to
It's on
open up. Yeah. I was using that to open up this can of cat food, and I snapped the tip because it was like a nice steak knife. I was like, "Oh, that was dumb."
I've done that before.
Hope you got it out of the food.
Yeah. But I was like, if I had a good sturdy pocket knife, like I have this one that I keep in my office. I should carry this around with me.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a Smith & Wesson. It's the Smith & Wesson cutting horse, they call it.
I mean, listen to that snap. Do you guys hear that
Yeah,
at home?
Right?
Got a good little
Hold on.
ASMR.
Yeah.
This is nice and lightweight too. This thing doesn't weigh much. It's got a composite handle, steel blade.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's nice. That's nice. I mean, I'll be honest with you. After last week's episode, it would be a complete lie if I told you that I didn't go like deep dive on knives, like learn about all the different hinges and like the opening mechanisms. I was actually talking to Miranda about this, and she looks at me, and in the most loving way possible, she looks at me and goes, "There is nothing about you that says I carry a pocket knife." She goes, "You were the least pocket knife worthy person I think I've ever met in my entire life."
Oh, really? But you're you're a woodworker, dude. I feel like woodworking and carrying a pocket knife is
Yeah.
kind of hand in hand.
Yeah, she
Gotta
was
find every
like,
excuse to use it now.
yeah, I know. I'm gonna be carrying that bourbon blade like it's my
Yeah.
wallet.
Yeah.
And
You
she's
do
like,
the thing. You go to a restaurant with her, and you sit down at the table, and you take out your phone and your pocket knife and your wallet, and you put them on the table.
oh, yeah, that's gonna
Just
be a
a-
power move.
Or
Or what I'll do is open the knife and then just pop it open, right? And then just jam it down right on the menu next time I'm in a restaurant and be like, I want that. And they'll be
jam
like,
it into the
Bring
menu
this
where
steak.
Yeah. They'll
Yeah.
be like, sir, that's a strawberry Cobb salad. And be like, that's exactly what I wanted.
Light dressing.
Light dressing. But so yeah,
Oh man.
well, that could be a show title, one where they order a strawberry Cobb salad.
Perfect.
So how far into the knife thing are you planning on going? Are you going to go Are you interested in just a straight knife, or are you going to go like with something like a Swiss Army that has a couple tricks up its sleeve?
So, I mean, I feel like if you're gonna get the knife, you gotta get just a knife, like a Leatherman. Like we've discussed this before.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's actually found benefit in like a Swiss Army knife Leatherman.
I don't think so.
It's like Dick's Sporting Goods or Dunham's, if you guys have heard of that. Yeah. They have a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
So they've got hockey gear, they've got tennis gear, they've got baseball gear, they've got basketball stuff, but it's all the crap that anyone who's actually playing that sport doesn't want.
Yeah, it's like all the entry level stuff.
Yeah.
As soon as you get good at a thing, you're like, oh no, I can't use like the CCM skates or whatever. I don't know if that's a reference that plays down in the US, but.
Well, I mean, but they have high level CCM skates, but I know what you mean. Like they
okay.
Yeah, they have like a pair of like $50 skates that I'd like.
Yeah.
If I played with those, I would probably bust them in half the first game. But yeah,
I feel like the Leatherman is like an aspirational thing. They sell like an idea of a product. You're like, I'm gonna be out in the woods. I'm gonna be hanging a tent. I'm gonna be cutting down my own tree to make a fire. I'm gonna be snipping some paracord with the pliers, and then you get it, and it sits in a drawer and collects dust because it sucks.
That's interesting that you mentioned that. An aspirational tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a carryover in aspirational tools in like our maker space?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
every tool you buy and you don't use more than once.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of tools that get sold on aspiration. One could say the entire woodpecker brand is built on being
oh my god, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Obviously, we should say this podcast is not sponsored by woodpeckers, nor has it ever been. Not. But some of the shit that they come out with,
I feel like it's they're selling a dream. You buy this $100 square, and all of a sudden your woodworking projects are going to be so much tighter and cleaner and better. Like
some of this stuff is just asinine. Here's one. I just pulled up their website. The Mortise Match by Woodpeckers. This.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the dovetail jig, another great aspirational tool.
Yeah, don't get me started on dovetail jig. The Woodpeckers Mortise Match. Everybody, just please do yourself a favor if you're listening. Pause it, or just keep listening and look this thing up.
Oh, my
Lord. Is $700, and literally all it is like a little table that you put your Festool domino on to do small parts.
That's the best thing. It's a $700 tool, but you got to supply your own $1,200 tool to use it.
It's asinine.
Yeah.
Just clamp your damn piece down and plunge the domino in like a regular human being.
Yeah.
There's no way anyone's buying that.
Well, I mean, oh, wait. Oh, look. It's actually sold out on their website right now. Those reviewers expected to maybe they just never even sold one to begin with, but still.
But there's
it's an aspirational tool for them too.
Yeah.
There's so many tools out there that people come up with that you're like, there's no way anyone's actually going to use this. I think that's predominantly found in the really cheap Facebook, Instagram ad type tools, right?
True. Yes. What's that? That feeler gauge that they always.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The smart contour gauge.
Yeah,
everybody who was breathing got in 2019.
Yes. Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use it to cut tile. I'm gonna use it to cut trim. Blah 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 blah. It's like that thing sucks.
But the thing, so for anybody at home who doesn't know what we're talking about, it's literally.
How would you describe this thing?
I would describe it as a piece of plastic that has these little
fingers
that stick out of it. And then you put it against a wall and some of the fingers go in, some of them stay out, and it basically makes a template. Very similar to as a kid, you would get that toy that had like a bunch of what I would
Ooh,
describe as like
yeah.
metal, like needles, perhaps.
Yeah.
And you would then like push your hand into it, and then from the backside, it would just be like this weird like 3D representation of your hand. It's like that, but with the accuracy of about a quarter to half of an inch. So it has like no resolution.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's 2D.
Yeah, and it's 2D. Yeah. It's
You ever seen one of the life-size versions of those? Where you go and you
yeah,
stand and
does
you walk into them?
Mark Rober have one or something? Didn't he make
Oh,
one?
does he?
Oh,
He might
interesting.
have
I
made
didn't know
one
that.
for a video or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's definitely an aspirational tool.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're going to disagree with me on this one, Eric, but I think the Shaper Origin is kind of an aspirational tool.
I could see that.
You know, like I think they sold a lot of those, and I imagine probably 50% of them are collecting dust right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't used mine since the
wine box.
the wine box thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't really a debacle. It's just fun to say.
The old wine box debacle of 2024.
The wine box that almost prevented the marriage.
Yeah.
But I would argue that another aspirational tool, and hang with me here, is a chisel. Because you get the chisel with the aspiration of actually like shaping wood, and then you only use scrape glue.
Yeah, 100%. You're so right. You're so right.
I actually have, going off that, I have a little dig in my video that I'm working on. It's the for the aforementioned Helix table that we've discussed. Prior,
yes.
I have a little like dig about hand tools in that one. I think it's really going to fire people up during the voiceover.
Nice.
See if I can quickly find it. It was something along the lines. I was like, excuse me. I was talking about, you know, people always get mad that I don't buy tools that they recommend, and you got to use hand tools and all, or I need to buy hand tools and all this. Okay. So I said, speaking of moving on, one of the comments I see more than about anything else is how I'm not a real woodworker because I don't use hand tools. So for all those angry people bashing holes in their keyboards because I don't use outdated and antiquated tools, this one's for you. I went out and bought all kinds of hand tools to try them out, and I have to admit, yes, they work really well when they're sharp, but they require a ridiculous amount of setup, fine-tuning, sharpening, resharpening again. Let's not forget about the physical exhaustion. And I said, instead of being stuck in our old ways, I prefer to embrace innovation that makes our lives easier. I believe one of the great philosophers of our time said it best. Come to think of it, you probably know him too. And I used the SpongeBob thing where he's like, SpongeBob, we have technology. And then I'm talking about how, you know, do you want to use a handsaw to rip a massive board, or do you just want to run it through the table saw?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not saying hand planes are useless, not at all. But when it comes to doing certain tasks, why would you trap yourself into a corner and only use hand tools when you can just pick up a sander and do it way faster, way easier, and probably cheaper?
Yeah.
But like I add some like comic relief to it. It's not just like an essay.
Yeah, you got some SpongeBob memes in there. I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna fire people up.
Oh,
but you're totally right. Like you get these chisels, right? And you're like, oh man, I'm gonna be able to do some of these oddly satisfying things where you're peeling off just like paper thin.
Yeah.
And then you get it and you're like, man, this sucks.
This is hard. Same thing with Japanese saws or just hand saws in general too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do use my Japanese saws a fair bit, but I imagine my life would be much different once I had them. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's interesting you say that. This idea of once I get this tool, my entire life is going to change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like, once I get this sick Japanese saw, I'm going to become like a dovetail machine. I'm just going to be hand cutting dovetails left, right, and center. And then I tried doing it a couple times. Ugh, this is slow and hard. Screw that.
You don't want to do it. So you've actually tried making dovetails before?
Yeah, I've definitely tried. It's been a long time though. It's been like years since I've tried to do it.
Okay. What level of success would you give yourself? 1 to 10?
2. Like, got him to fit, but wasn't very pretty looking.
Okay.
Definitely not something that you could, beyond the realm of what you could fix with glue and wood filler.
Okay. Was it good enough that if with clever camera angles you could put it on YouTube?
Oh, I mean, look, the sky's the limit with what you can do for camera angles.
How far away can you put the camera?
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine
this shot's just slightly out of focus.
Yeah. Oh, there you make it out of focus, or have like it's bright light in the shop, and you're like, and I want to show you guys how good it turned out. And the next scene is just like the power went out, and you're like, oh, it looks like the power went out, but I'm telling you guys, it looks incredible.
I don't know why the focus is off on this shot.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you have it focused on something 15 feet in front of the dovetail joint. Be like, are you guys seeing this? Are you seeing this right now? It's incredible.
What is your tolerance for out of focus shots?
It's interesting that you bring that up, because I had a couple in in the video that I'm editing right now. Well, I sent it off for approval. And I was like, the camera didn't focus on exactly what I wanted, but it's still very clear what's happening.
Yeah.
And like, it's only there for a couple seconds. And I don't think, unless you're really paying attention, that you'd be like, oh, that's out of focus.
Yeah. I've got a pretty good, I'm definitely not going back and reshooting something, especially if it was like early, especially if it happened like days ago or something. I'm not going to go down to the shop and like reset up or something like that. So I've definitely had some significantly out of focus shots and videos. I try to avoid it when I can, but
I've noticed sometimes you lean into it, and like you'll make fun of yourself. Like you'll have a little text pop up that's like,
oh yeah,
nice work, Zach, or like something like that. Like that's funny. That's like, as a viewer, I'm like, oh, he recognizes it's out of focus. He messed up. Like he's a human too.
Yeah. I think I have one video where it says like "lol autofocus?" or something like that, and stuff like that. Yeah,
just a little quick something like you recognize it.
Yeah,
and
I'm a big fan of like annotating my videos, like just putting a little text overlay or something like that. So like if you're really watching, like, yes, I understand that this shot is messed up in some way, or oh, like there's like a little thing you can notice here off the side or something like that, because it keeps the editing enjoyable for me.
Yeah, I agree. On this last video, I also threw in some annotations. Like I'd be doing something and I might be talking about, I made that joke about like angry hand tool users and stuff like that. And like underneath, I might have a little thing be like, yeah, I know this isn't how you're actually supposed to use this tool, or like something like that. Right. Or like, you're like, man, I need to get rid of this sander, or, oh, why is this dust collector back here? Well, I ordered it way too soon, or like something like that. Like add a little like, it's almost like you have multiple storylines going on.
Totally.
That like, it's one more reason for someone not to get bored, maybe.
Yeah, or like, exactly. It's like multiple streams. Like just trying to keep people engaged for as long as you can. It's like, have you ever seen those TikTok videos where it'll be like a clip from a podcast, and then it'll be like a video game on the lower half of the screen?
It's if I'm not mistaken, it's Grand Theft Auto. It's like people like doing car jumps in the sky and stuff.
Exactly. There's all sorts of crazy stuff like that, because it's just like it's as many things to try and captivate you as you possibly can.
Right. It doesn't make sense. I am trying the one tactic that you were telling me about. Oh, that was crisp.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that sounded like a lime bubbly.
The worst flavor.
The LaCroix lime is pretty bad too.
Is it? You know what? It's the worst flavor, but I still like it. It's still an enjoyable experience. If the good folks at Bubbly are listening to this and want to send me a free case, no big deal.
Just saying. Yeah. I have to say, so I told you guys how a couple months ago I had heard rumblings on that you could send out wedding invitations to brands.
Yeah, and you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I only heard back from one brand.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
And it was
so I sent it to Chick-fil-A.
nice.
They're
a religious organization too, so they should definitely support the institution of marriage.
That's what I thought.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, Starbucks.
Okay.
I don't even remember who I sent it. I was going to say, guess who sent back? LaCroix was the only brand who sent anything back. They sent a really nice
that's right.
letter. They sent the straw and a couple cases of bubbly, but it was Pamplemousse, which I would argue is the worst flavor that they have.
Really? But what about
we got some crap in the back? Let's get rid of it.
That's what I'm thinking.
I like the bubbly Pamplemousse. Are you?
So that's grapefruit, right? It's the pink one. So is Pamplemousse like French for grapefruit?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like the grapefruit one. It's too light.
Okay, but wait. Are we talking about grapefruit bubbly or grapefruit LaCroix?
Both.
Oh, wow.
I don't like either of them.
I think grapefruit bubbly might be my favorite flavor.
That's all right. There's more other flavors for me out there.
Yeah, true. We should arrange a swap. I'll send you all my limes. You send me all of your grapefruits.
We'll meet halfway. We'll meet in Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit meetup. Seltzer water swap.
We'll just huck them over the border. We won't have to cross. It'll be perfect.
Well, last week, I guess we're a half hour in on the. Wait, are we a half hour?
Yeah, something like that. We had a few minutes of live stream before the show. That's a little plug for everybody at home. You should watch the live stream if you're listening. Just listen to this.
Good turnout tonight. Good turnout.
So
last week before the show, and I don't think we ever got to it, was a discussion on TV versus phone versus computer. The For You page on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I don't have a TV by me, but I want to do a test.
I'm gonna do my phone right now too.
And so, guys, what we're talking about at home is we have a theory that when you open up YouTube on your TV, it recommends different videos than when you open it up on your phone or on your computer. And the reason we have this theory is because we think that when you open it up on your TV, they're going to show you things that are 20, 30, 40 minutes long because they want you to turn the TV on, press one thing, not dick around, and stay there. But on like your phone or your laptop, they're going to want to show you shorter things. So
yeah, well, okay.
I pulled up my YouTube on my computer.
Yeah,
and I'm going to tell you the first 6 videos that I see how long they are.
Okay.
I've got a 13, an 8, 15, 8, 17, and 16.
Okay.
So what do you guys have on your computer? What are you seeing?
Well, first thing I see is the Off the Cut live stream, and I'm very disappointed in you that's not number one for you too.
Because he doesn't have it in another tab.
Yeah, true.
No, I do have it in another tab.
Oh,
yeah. Different user.
Weird.
Oh, it wants me to sign into the chat.
So wait. So we doing PC first, or we doing phone first?
Doing PC first.
PC.
Okay. The first video, 33 minutes, 55 seconds. Second video, 27:42, 21:48, 22:31.
Okay, so you have longer ones than me.
Yeah.
Do you see shorts on that whenever it first loads before you start scrolling down? Are shorts shown to you?
No.
I see 6 videos and then I see 4 shorts.
See, that's what I got.
Yeah.
I see 3,
but
6,
mine
9,
are
12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. I see 30 videos before I see shorts.
Whoa.
Oh, interesting.
because they know I don't
See,
watch
I've got
shorts.
a 16-minute video, a 21-minute video, and an hour-long video.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay.
And then a 13 and 8, and then it goes back to shorts. And then it pretty much still alternates. I get like 2 to 4 full-length videos and then a row of shorts, and then 2 to 4 full-length videos and a row of shorts.
Yeah, mine's kind of like that too.
Interesting. Okay, so now on our phones, let's see what shows up on your phones.
No shorts,
Off the cut,
by the way.
Yeah, off the cut.
Yeah, off the cut's still number one.
Yep.
I've got a 6
and then I got
minute.
shorts.
I got no shorts on my phone. I'm scrolling. I got nothing.
Yeah. I've got a
about the
6
same
minute,
mix.
3 minute, 16 minute, 4 minute, 8 minute, 1 minute, 3 minute, 9 minute, 8 minute, 7 minute. Still no shorts. So
Dude,
yeah,
I've been watching.
my phone is way the stuff that's popping up is way shorter, which makes sense
for you. But listen to this. So okay, you're gonna get a little insight into me. So here's mine is 30 minutes, 27 minutes, 4 minutes, short, but that one's kind of weird. 3 hours, 15 minutes, 4 minutes, 9 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, okay. There are some short ones in there, but I think I'm screwing up my phone because a lot of the time what I'll do is, so the one that's 3 hours and 18 minutes, this is 3 hours of facts to fall asleep to. How the Cold War was won. I've been watching these damn history videos to help myself go to sleep at night sometimes.
Or like
the
sounds or whatever.
It's just like some guy talking about the Cold War, like facts about the Cold War for 3 hours.
You should just watch my videos. They put you to sleep.
That is the pocket you want to get into, though. You want to get into the videos where people fall asleep watching and then it just auto plays all your videos.
Oh, I know.
Do either of you have community posts that show up on your either one?
Very rarely.
No. I don't. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a community post.
If Eric does one or like Scott does one or something like that, then it'll pop up for me.
Yeah, I saw Scott do one maybe a couple weeks ago.
But sometimes I'll get community posts from channels I don't even subscribe to, and I'll be like, "What the hell is this?"
Really?
Like I don't know who this guy is, and it'll be like some guy talking about how he just got engaged or something. I'm like, I don't care.
Huh. I mean, I'm happy for him, but I don't know who the hell you are.
No, I'm not. I'm pissed.
I really want to go and see what shows up on the TV, but I have a feeling the TV probably serves you longer stuff.
You know what? I think it's more sophisticated than just length. I think you are right in aggregate, but I know, like I was saying last episode, there are certain things that I only watch on TV, and my TV will show me those things. Like there's one web series that I always watch Saturday morning, and I only get recommended those videos on my TV. They'll never pop up on my phone. They'll never pop up on my computer. And they're kind of like 15 to 20 minute long. So they're like right in my normal pocket.
And that's what I was going to say is what I'm finding is what's on my phone is typically the types of videos, content-wise, that I typically watch on my phone, and the stuff that's showing up on my computer is the types of videos and content-wise that I typically watch on my computer. And then, like you said, I imagine it's the same on my TV because I usually watch the same things. And they typically only show up there.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah, totally. At the end of the day, like YouTube is just trying to get you to stay on the platform as long as possible.
Yeah,
so if you just throw on 3-minute long videos on your TV, it's going to serve you up a bunch of 3-minute. It'll be like, this guy just likes short videos. Let's just give him that.
Yeah.
So I think the more interesting thing here is that they're so granular in the videos they feed you. It actually depends on the medium that you're watching, what videos you get. But I think you're right. I think most people, by and large, would watch longer form stuff on their TV. So you probably are more likely to see. But if you buck that trend, then it can be reversed.
So do you think, I mean, going off of this, do you think it behooves you to stay in your, let's call it video length niche, or B, do a variety? So do some 3, 4, 5 minute videos. Do some 15, 20 minute videos. Do some 30, 40 minute videos. Do hour, 2 hour videos. I don't know, man.
It's a good question.
Is that consistency though? Would that go against the whole theory of consistency?
Yeah,
I would say it would.
Yeah. Man, I'd be so scared to publish like a 4-minute video.
There's no mid-roll ads.
No, there's nothing. But not even that. Like, I just think it's like, I don't know. I have this damn thing in my head that longer videos do better. So I'm like, oh, I put out a 4-minute video and it just tank.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then I see tons of people in our space put out 11-minute videos, and I'm like,
yeah, like who?
I don't. I can't think of anything. Like, no. Let's go pull up my account where I subscribe to a lot of YouTuber guys in our space. Okay, like Wood Whisperer just put out a 8-minute video for a storage space saving hack storage for your spices. April Wilkerson, she does short videos all the time. April Wilkerson's got a 10-minute balcony skylight.
But that's part of a series too.
Oh, okay.
So then that's like a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother level to it. Like, do you put out like a 30-minute video or do you put out 3 10-minute videos and stretch it out?
I don't know. It's, I mean, at the end of the day, we could examine this and dive into theories all day. But the reality is,
none the wiser.
Exactly. We just don't know. We don't know. But I don't know.
I wish you could know. Well, we gotta. You know what we gotta do? We gotta get like an engineer from YouTube. We gotta get him to come to Workbench Con or something like that, and just get him absolutely blackout drunk, and be like, "Give me the secrets. What do I have to do?"
That would get you back at Workbench Con.
Yeah.
So let me get your take on this conversation. I was talking to our good buddy Jason Bent today.
Mm-hmm.
He called me and we were just chatting about some stuff. And one of the things that we went through a myriad of topics, but one of the things we were talking about.
You want to know how to make a good podcast?
Well, he did. Yeah, he was like, "Hey, I'm part of Green Series podcast," and I was like, "Oh, I've heard that podcast sucks, right?" He goes, "Yeah, it does suck. But it's it is available on Apple and Spotify, but it sucks." We were having this discussion about channels, basically the number of views a channel gets versus the overall subscriber count.
Sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm. In general, it's rare to see a channel get more views than the subscriber count. As just a general rule of thumb, that obviously doesn't apply for everything.
Yeah.
People also, they know how to do things well. They have videos that go viral. Totally get it. In general, you get less views on a video than your subscriber count. Mm-hmm. But there are some channels that get like massively more views per video all the damn time.
Really?
Than they have subscribers.
I haven't seen too many of those.
It's not super often. So then, we were just going down a rabbit hole, just shooting shit, talking about it. And we were talking about, I guess he had one of his friends or something bring up some idea to him that kind of got his brain spinning. Do you think they have, I just like folks out in the ether, do you think they have view farms out there?
100% they do. 100% they do.
So for people at home, like Zach, how would you describe a view farm?
Just like, somebody's either got a network or a room filled with computers. I've seen videos of them. So I saw a video of, it was just hundreds of tripods with phones on each tripod.
Yeah.
And it was literally like a guy walking through the room and he would like search the same video on each phone, click watch, move to the next one, search that video, click watch. and just I assume there's more sophisticated ways to do it too. If you had like a network of computers, you could tell all the computers to watch the same video simultaneously. Yeah.
But they gotta watch more than just what you're being paid for to click on to make the clicks mean something. So they go in and they watch other things around that as well to make that click valuable.
Yeah.
And it probably let's hypothetically say there's a certain iPhone that's like a click farm, right?
Yeah.
And they watch a woodworking video, and then they watch a how to make a peanut butter sandwich video, and then they watch a makeup tutorial. YouTube would be like, yeah, this is
that's a little suspicious.
It would have to be like, I watched 4 woodworking videos and then a video about how to change a deadbolt on my house, and then
some DIY stuff.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the channel Unbox Therapy? It's a pretty popular.
I'm familiar with the name. I don't regularly watch their videos.
I've seen this guy be accused of using these click farms because his videos will have crazy ratios. Like he'll get 1 million views, but then only like 100 comments. And you're like, that doesn't that's not normal. Yeah. So I don't, that's the only evidence that I've seen put forward for it, but it's kind of interesting.
Okay. So I'm going to pull up my YouTube studio right now. And so to give you guys an idea, my last video that I put out got 420,000 views. It's got 1,000 comments.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got 160,000 views, 100 comments, 150,000 views, 244 comments.
So wait. Go back to the first one. You had 400,000 views, give or take.
Yeah, and about 1,000 comments. And I've got another one that's about 600,000 views and about 1,300 comments.
Okay, so now I'm looking at one of this guy, Unbox Therapy. It's got 1 million views, and it has 248 comments.
That seems low, but not like.
So yeah, it's not like crazy, but it's still.
It's like 20% of what I would imagine,
and double the views. But
you also got to keep in mind it's a different niche. And where people that watch those types of niches are watching from,
True.
And who's watching
it,
like are mostly like, is this something that like a lot of kids sit around and watch because they don't leave comments?
Well, maybe the kids do. Who knows?
So their demographics would play into that, I bet too.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. And like the stuff that we're doing, people want to tell us how big of morons we are. And how everything we're doing is wrong, right? Versus if you're unboxing something, I mean,
true. Okay, well, let's see. What's another one of these tech channels? Like, I'll pull up like a Marcus Brownlee video and see Linus, something like that. Let's see, MKBHD. So let's see if I can find a video of his. That's he tends to get more videos, but let's see. Here's got 2.1 million views and
1,000 comments of it.
4,000 comments.
Right.
So, like, that's more in line with what you were getting, right?
Yeah, that ratio seems about right.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, let me go over to a Linus video. So we got 2.6 million views. 2.6 million views.
I would expect about 2,500 comments.
8,000 comments.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's like it does seem a little suspicious that ratio is like so far out of whack.
So what other markers would make somebody accuse the Unbox Therapy channel, right? Of having a click farm?
I don't know. That's a good question. You'd have to get like you'd have to kind of reverse engineer it almost like. What would I'm sure if you could see his back end, you might be able to, if you could look at the retention curve or something like that.
Sure.
You might be able to glean some information, if he's just got awesome retention right across the board. I don't know. That's a good question.
But I think it's interesting. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you could also look at external links. Like, if you put like a Amazon affiliate link, you could then compare that to another channel and see if like that ratio is off. Because I'm guessing somebody from a click farm is not going to then click a affiliate link or anything like that.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
True. So I think it's an interesting concept to think about. And just like, I'm all for anything that just makes somebody critically think. I think that's a great exercise for anyone. But also think of it this way. Do you really think after YouTube's been around for what, almost 20 years? Closing in on 20 years, I believe.
Yeah.
You really think they haven't found a way to scrub out that kind of thing and be like, hey, this IP address always, this bulk of IP addresses always habitually watches all of these videos like at the same time.
Yeah.
There's something going on here.
For sure. But the click farm could stay one step ahead of that by every single phone's connected to the VPN.
Yeah.
They use different types of phones, like they're bouncing it. I think it's an arms race, right? Like I think they have a system for a while, then Google figures it out, then they create a new system, Google figures that out, and they just go back and forth.
Does YouTube even care though? Because then they're just showing higher views.
Well, that's they're like a middleman, right? Like they charge out to advertisers, and then so maybe
this is getting on conspiracy level.
True.
So if YouTube is able to sell the ad space to all of these ad companies, and they're like, listen, guys, I'm getting you to real viewers. Does YouTube care if they're actually real viewers?
Yeah.
It's up to the ad consumer to do the research at that point.
Yeah. But at the same time, like YouTube doesn't want to create a what's the expression, like a castle built of sand or whatever. Like they don't want to have all these fake views that one day somebody reveals like, hey, half of the views on YouTube are fake, and then all of a sudden like their business is worth. So they are at least have a little bit of vested interest in making sure it's all legit.
Yeah, they probably sell it like, we're guaranteeing X number of views with like this percentage of it is most likely not legit in whatever way.
Yeah. And I mean, also devil's advocate, I guess advertisers wouldn't advertise if they weren't getting some sort of return on if they were just getting view botted all the time and nobody was buying their product, they would just stop advertising at a certain point.
That's interesting. I don't know. This got my brain spinning. Makes me think of a lot of things. So there was,
I noticed the creator in our space is very obviously they're faking their engagement.
Oh,
interesting.
Yes.
We gotta talk about that in the after show.
I will. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it in the after show. That's a tease. But I've noticed. I noticed it like first like 2 years ago. I was like, oh, this guy's account is like weirdly suspicious, and he's a really nice guy in person too. So I don't want to like throw him under the bus. I met him once at Workbench, and I noticed it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then I just kind of ignored it, and then. Like a month ago, I was like, I wonder if he's still doing that thing. And I checked his profile. It's like still very clearly faking the engagement on his account.
Okay. Well, let's talk about in the after show. I think that'll be that's
put a pin in that for later.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote it down. So
we all knew Ronnie's views were fishy.
Yeah. Fulton Fine Woodworks, Ronnie Fulton. We all always know that he's full of it. Check him out on all social media platforms. Well, I guess we should say we're not going there yet, but every week we do go to the after show, which is
we go there
podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's an entire another podcast, and we go there every single week, hang out. We answer all of your questions. We've got some very interesting questions this week that I think we'll get some things going. Honestly, it'll probably take the entire after show to answer these questions, but that's not a bad thing. That's what we enjoy. And if you want to unlock the after shows as well as tons of other perks like that $50 gift card to Cam Tools that we talked about.
That's right.
go over to patreon.com/offthecutpodcast. Sign up for any tier, whatever you want, and help support the show. And there's a link in the podcast description, so you don't have to try to type it out. But you could Google it too, or Bing it if you want to Bing it.
Yeah, use Bing.
Yahoo.
Ask Jeeves. Or I think they rebranded to just Ask, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's still a thing, ask.com.
Lycos still a thing?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, God, this website's horrible.
Lycos?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Lycos? You never heard of Lycos?
It sounds like a type of
that was like one of the first ones.
Anti-diarrheal yogurt. But that's Oikos, right?
Oikos. Yeah, it's Oikos.
Yeah.
What about DuckDuckGo? You guys ever use DuckDuckGo?
Oh, my mother does.
Yeah.
Really?
It's infuriating. I'll be like, hey, Mom.
She send you links like this. Oh, you could just DuckDuckGo that.
I don't even know. So it's interesting. I don't know what like verb she uses. I think she just says search it.
Duck it.
Just duck it.
Just duck it.
But like, so like, I'm.
Hold on, let me duck this real quick.
I gotta go duck yourself. My whole family is very open about like passwords and like things and stuff. So like. Like if my phone's out and like my dad's phone is across the room, he's like, he'll just get my phone and just like Google something, right?
Yeah,
like, we don't care. Like that's just kind of like how our family operates. So the other day I was on my mom's phone, I was looking something up, and she has DuckDuckGo, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I looked something up, and like, so there's a place nearby called Watershed Distillery. Great restaurant. They have, tons of liquor and stuff. So I just type in Watershed because if you're on Google, it knows that if you type in Watershed and you're in Columbus, you're talking about Watershed Distillery.
Yes.
It didn't. It literally took me to like a Webster's dictionary thing of
Watershed.
It was infuriating.
I did just punch in Watershed Distillery into DuckDuckGo and it got it. Yeah. But I think half of the like Google's secret sauce is like their ability to predict what you want before you I don't know, before you even know a lot of the time, right?
Right.
But yeah, I don't think DuckDuckGo, I don't think they're playing on the same level because they only have, one millionth of the number of users that Google does.
Yeah, it's DuckDuckGo users drive me nuts. But you know what doesn't drive me nuts?
What's that?
Cam Tools?
Our top tier patrons.
That's patrons. So we're not getting come on. No double ad reads in this thing. Our returning top tier patrons, which include Joe Welsh, Delaware Valley Workshop, Goblin Spanker, Dan Armendrez, Corey Duvall, Dadu, and Josh at Sawdust Bills. Those are just some of the folks helping, keep this show alive, keep the lights on. See, I slid that in the middle because usually, like, I start saying that, and people are like, "It's time to check out."
Sure.
Jokes on them. We still got more podcasts ahead of us. So, I really want to talk about this creator faking engagement, but we got to save that for.
I know it's so juicy. I should have teased it later. I apologize. So that's some grade A gossip. I've been sitting on this one for a while too.
Okay, I've got a question for you. Oh Jesus! And it spawned from. Are you in general seeing, Zach, over the summer months, generally speaking, a decline in YouTube viewership?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's it definitely ebbs and flows with the, like the holiday season was like gangbusters for everybody, right?
Yeah, everybody knows it goes up during holiday time.
Yeah, not only how much you make because you make more per view, but also just the number of views seemed higher in the winter time too.
For me, it is substantially higher. Like I would talk 3 to 5x higher in the winter months versus other months.
Yeah, maybe 3, maybe 2 to 3 kind of.
Across the board or just on new videos?
Across the board.
I've had videos that I posted in June, July, August. That
pick up tons of steam.
that did well. Like when I first posted them, they'll get like 300,000 views or 400,000 views, and then come into December, January, February, they became million view videos.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely I mean, it makes sense. More people are outside. It's hard to watch YouTube videos when you're sitting on a dock.
It's hot. Nobody wants to go work.
Brewski.
I know.
True. That as well.
So the reason this spawned is because I have some videos that I want to put out.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Mark Rober, that shit. Didn't you see last year? He didn't post anything like all through the summer, and then going into the holiday season, it was like bam, 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 bam.
I know.
Video. Yeah.
It makes me just want to wait and not post stuff in the summer.
Yeah, I think so. I feel two ways about this. I think it is probably smart to at least plan. Like, if you have a couple of videos that you think like these are bangers, might be worth it to save them for the holiday season.
Yeah.
But also, like I was saying, like I had videos that I posted in the summertime that did pretty well, and then that continued to do really well into the winter, like picked up views then.
True.
And you know how YouTube works. It doesn't matter that much when you post something.
No.
Like good content generally rises to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder, like, do I wait? I've got a video that's going to come out the 13th of July, I think.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're like, yeah, we that's when we want it to come out, which is fine with me. I was like, sure. That'll put me like just over. It'll be like 5 weeks or so since my last 5-6 weeks from my last video, which I aim for approximately one a month, give or take.
Yeah.
And then I had another offer. They're like, hey, can you do it in July? And I'm like, but then it'd be like 2 weeks right after. But then I got thinking,
dude, I had a video June 2nd and June 18th, and I hated it. I was like, I'm gonna take a month off after I'm done with these videos. I was so angry. So grumpy. But my dream job.
It got me thinking, like, I've brought it up before, and I'm thinking about it even more. Basically re-releasing an old video. And what I mean by that is like a video. Well, so one, you have the compilation videos. Two, you have like literally taking old footage, like taking a build video that I did 2 years ago that no one watched, got like under 1,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the footage, basically doing an entirely new edit in a brand new voiceover, and like even during the video discussing like, hey, if you've been a long time viewer of the show what am I, sitcom of the channel, like you would recognize that this is in fact an old video, and talk about it and like not try to like pull one over people. And I've been so curious on how something like that would perform.
Yeah, I mean, you're just taking old content and repackaging in your new, more proven method of putting content out. It makes sense,
right?
Yeah,
and I think if I do that, I would do it under the guise that we've kind of discussed in the past of when you're truly trying something experimental out, do not attach a sponsor to it, so that if it tanks, unlisted.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't risk it for a sponsored video, but as an experiment, it's like, it's kind of.
You can maybe even talk about how the project held up over time and like the finish and all that other stuff, because that's always stuff that people are curious about.
Right.
How's this look in a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, Deric. I like that. So like, as when you're going to the spot where you're, finishing it or whatever, you'd be like, at this time, this was a brand new finish that I was using. But, I reached out to the client or, my sister, whoever the hell has this piece now. And like, here's how it looks now. Like getting hammered on by kids. Like it still works great.
Yeah. You could even incorporate like a photo or short video at the very end talking about that.
Yeah. Especially if the video like literally is from 3+ years ago. Like, if it was one that was, I don't know, 6 months ago, I'd be like, yo, dickhead, like you literally put this video out like 6 videos ago, right?
You could even talk about how maybe technique has changed for you over time, like how maybe this is how I used to do it, and I learned maybe I want to do it this way.
Yeah.
Now, I do it differently now.
Do you get? Are you really upfront? Like, hey, I'm re-releasing an old video, and here's what I would do differently now. Do you have that like layer of meta commentary where you're like, this project is actually 3 years old. I already did this video, or do you kind of like try and pass it off as like, hey, this is a brand new Spensley video?
I think I would start it out with kind of how I'm starting a lot of videos. I'm like, today I did this, I did this, I did this, and I did this. But let's start with this. And those are all kind of like little teasers about the video.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think I would mention it being an old video until at least the 1 or 2 minute mark.
You could even come into it while you're working on a new project and be like, this reminds me of this old project that I did. And then launch into it that way.
True.
And then you got like a little tease up front about something that's coming down the line.
Yeah. So I looked back, one of the videos that I wanted to do it on is from October of 2020.
Okay.
Like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
No one's going to remember that video.
Yeah, true.
Unless it's Concrete Coasters. We all remember that one.
Yeah, that's you are never escaping Concrete Coasters.
I know. Zach, what was your first video again?
It was like a mosaic scrapboard thing. Like yeah.
All right, I have to know. How many views does your first video have?
I might have unlisted it. Let's see.
Oh, come on. That's no fun.
Well, you gotta get rid of the bad performing stuff. Let's see. I got YouTube Studio, so I'll be able to give you the number of views it did have back in the day. 13,000. Oh, it is still up. I left that. I guess I left it up because for nostalgia.
How long was the video?
13 minutes and 38 seconds.
Damn. My first video was 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I cut it down a little bit, but it was right around 3 minutes. And it has 10,530 or 10,503 views.
Nice. Do you ever get I never get comments or anything on that. That video may as well not exist at this point. Nobody's ever watches it anymore.
I have no idea.
But yeah, keep that one for nostalgia's sake. I actually had somebody email me recently. I have this video, 5 tips for better woodworking finishes. Great classic title,
I'm bored just hearing that title.
I know. 7,500 views. Okay. I had a guy email me. He was like, hey, what happened to your 5 tips for better woodworking finishes video? I was like, oh, dude, I don't know. I delisted that like a year ago, but apparently he wanted to see it.
I referenced that every single weekend.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 15 years.
That's so true.
Yeah, I always wonder, should I go and unlist some of these old videos? But I have some of them, they're still like 50,000. I'm like, that's
that
not
I
bad.
would probably that I would probably keep. But man, some of the the videos you have that are 3 years old that still have 10,000 views or something
or
like
less.
That. Or less. I would delist those because those are streak killers. Somebody's sitting there, they're watching all your videos, and then they hit a stinker and they're like, ew, this one kind of sucks. And then they stop, then they go to another creator.
I've thought about that. But at the same time, I've also had ones where out of nowhere go to the effing moon.
I know. But I think you get a sense at a certain point, okay, this video is never going anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your test. You revisit one of those.
I've got some Q&A videos where it's literally just me talking to the camera, answering questions. Get rid of that, man.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. I hate to say it. Maybe you guys are right.
I think it's just the really, really bad underperforming ones, just yank them out of there. I mean, if you're still proud of the video as it is, leave it up and just try a different thumbnail thing with it, but watch it. If it's really truly bad, it's just get it out of there.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, I think the only thing you're affecting there is just like if something gets served and somebody goes, "Oh, I enjoy watching Eric's videos," and then this gets pumped up, they're like, "Huh?
Yeah.
Like, why is this?"
Yeah. Like I have some old videos too that are just very they're not aligned with my current videos too. So like it kind of confuses the viewer, right? It's like it's like, why did he make a video on this? Like that doesn't really seem it goes against that consistency thing that Deric was talking about earlier.
All right, it officially made my to-do list. Delete old underperforming videos.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, you don't have to delete them, but just
you know what I mean.
Or private or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, because I still have plans for them. I still want somebody able to be like, "Oh, here's a link for the, for the videos. You can still watch it."
Yeah. You want somebody to like sit down at your channel, just watch all your videos the whole way through.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
that's
so.
the ideal, right?
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the dream,
woo.
I don't have a segue. We are going to head over to the after show and answer all these questions that we've got from patrons and dive into that juicy story that Zach's got about a creator in our space allegedly faking engagement. Boom, boom, boom.
I'm taking I'm
taking notes.
Sorry. No, I'm taking a page out of Jonathan Katz-Moses's book right now, and I'm retitling my first video as "First Video Don't Watch."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, why are you just keeping that up for nostalgia's sake?
Yeah, exactly.
First video don't watch. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. See, now whenever we talk YouTube Studio, it always makes me want to do like this whole deep dive of like, okay, I need to go through this. I need to do this. I need to do that.
I get a calendar out a day where I just spend a day just tinkering around in the studio. Cleaning house, doing new thumbnails, changing old titles. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Huh. Well, anyway, we're going to head over to the after show, which you can check out at patreon.com/offthecutpodcast. And next week, we have got a special guest. But Zach, don't ruin the surprise. We are going to talk to you guys about the guest next week, and we're going to tell you the after show. So if you want to know early, go to the after show.
Pay to play.
Yep. And remember, please do not listen on all streaming services. The podcast called I almost said Off the Cut, called Green Suitors Podcast. Do not check it out. It is available on all streaming services. See you next week.
See you, everybody.
Later.
Uncle Henry.